But I'm reading out of my book, Greatest Hits of My Childhood Trauma, which is available on Amazon, or I'll have signed copies available here for less than the price on Amazon. All right. I was 18, wearing shorts, a t-shirt, and a spiky dog collar. He was short and skinny with dark smoked-out skin and bloodshot eyes, wearing a dirty blue snowsuit that was covered in mysterious white and yellow blotches. Possibly food, probably dirt and mucus. I guess he was in his mid-40s, but with a face worn hard by drugs, one can never really be sure. I had just come out of something that I guess you could call a relationship, and being an awkward and codependent teenager, I was filled with a gnawing internal longing for love and an insatiable need to make really terrible art. So there I sat, drawing a picture of a slit wrist watering a dead flower, which I consider to be a really deep metaphor for my unrewarded effort to heal what was already dead. Hey, you, where's the pokey pin? Hey, pokey pin, I like that. It was my homeless friend. He was a little guy who hung out on the steps of the Downers Grove Public Library. I saw him every day on my way to use the internet. He was referring to the blue spike I kept in my lip. I was confused about what an appropriate response would be, so I just smiled and gave a polite laugh. Hey, you looking down? What's going on? Oh, nothing. I'm just a little sad. I could never pass up an opportunity to bitch about the tragedy that was slowly becoming my life, even if it was to a dirty homeless man in a mucus-covered snowsuit. We need to have a talk. Let me talk to you. Step into my office here. Come on, step into my office. Let's have a talk. I was visibly uncomfortable, but trying to be polite. I can't. I have to stay here and wait for my computer to open up. I don't want to miss it. Come on, Pokey Pin, it'll just take a second. Step into my office. Let me talk to you. Being suddenly filled with ideas placed in my head by mystics, movies, and fantasy novels, it became clear to me that this man would offer some sort of sagely advice that would surely change the course of the rest of my life. You always find the real answers in the least likely places. This man had been through a lot, so it was pretty obvious that he had something important to tell me. Plus, I reminded myself, he was a person like everyone else and he deserved to be listened to. Ignoring the strange gnawing feeling that was steadily growing in my gut, I followed him to his office, which I assumed to be somewhere between two lesser-used bookshelves. I really can't go this far. I should go back in case they call me. Come on, my office is just right over here, right over here. Right over here extended from the waiting area to the computer lab, down the flight of stairs within the library, out the main doors, up the staircase to the parking lot, down the sidewalk, through a corridor between two restaurants, across the street, and into the hallway of a large open office building. I probably should have been more terrified for my safety, but to be honest, I was just concerned about my internet time. I was growing tired of hearing right over here, and gaining the gumption to tell him that I would now be turning around and leaving as my open computer and potential internet lovers were calling to me. It was like he could sense the fact that I was just about to go, or maybe it was fate that brought me to that door, but either way, there we were. We had finally reached his office. Here we are! He said it with so much joy, like it was a home that he had built from the ground up, or like it was some masterpiece that would surely be displayed in museums for years to come. Oh, I replied. It was a dirty public bathroom with one stall, one urinal, and a sink. Figures. I followed him inside cautiously, waiting for the sagely advice that I knew would be just around the corner. So, what did you need to tell me? He smiled an old withered smile. He was glowing. He looked up at me like he was in love, like I was his blushing bride and this was his wedding day. Dance with me. He took my right hand in his left and placed his other hand around my waist. My immediate reaction was to pull away, but I knew better than that. This is a person, Alex, I thought. He probably hasn't danced with anyone in years. Give him this dance and loosen up. You only live once. It's not going to kill you. I loosened up, laughed, and let him lead me in our dance, consciously keeping the locations of his eyes, knees, groin, and throat in the back of my mind in case I needed to attack quickly and leave. His snot-laden snowsuit crinkled against my body as he pressed himself up against me, my back to the dirty bathroom wall. The buzz of fluorescent lights and the soft purr of the tune he was humming filled the air as we danced together slowly. I guess you could say it was kind of romantic. I couldn't see his face, but I imagined that his eyes were closed. He was really soaking it all in. As this rough, calloused hand began to caress my lower back, I started to laugh. Okay, I don't think I can keep doing this. I really need to get back. Nah, you got time. Just another minute longer. I obliged. I continued the dance, biting my lips so I wouldn't giggle and ruin his moment. Okay, minute's up, thanks, but I really have to go back. Wait, I gotta show you something. What is it? Step into my office over here. Come on now, step in. There is nothing in me that can explain why I did what I did in the moments to follow. Maybe it was fear, maybe it was confusion, maybe it was just some sweet spell that he had cast on me with this tune, but I followed him into the stall. Lay down on the ground. I don't think that's such a good idea. Come on, lay on the ground. Here, I'll take my snowsuit off and lay it down for you. See? I'm a gentleman. Lay on the ground. No, you really don't have to do that. It's okay. I have to get back to my computer. I just want to lay on top of you for 2 minutes. No, I'm sorry. 1 minute, 30 seconds. Come on, it's only 30 seconds, and I'll put my snowsuit down for you. I'm a gentleman. Come on. No, I'm sorry. I really can't. I need to get back. Okay, fine. Let me show you something. Lay down on your back. With every refusal, the bathroom became less of a bathroom and more of a battlefield, and he was winning. I started to panic and my head began to spin. The fluorescent lead air became white and hazy, and his words were nails being hammered into me by a million conflicting thoughts. He's a person. Run. He will never have this again. You don't deserve anything. You know how to protect yourself. Run. Come on, let me show you something. The din of my own inner conflict became so loud it was deafening. I could no longer separate my thoughts from his nagging requests. I could no longer tell it was real. Slowly I lay down on my back in front of the toilet on the bare bathroom floor, arms propped up on my elbows. He smiled the dirtiest smile I have ever seen. It wasn't a smile. It was food stuck between teeth. It was rot and decay. It was a trick. He started to undo the straps of his snowsuit and kneel down to mount me. I panicked. The white fog gave way to visions of my own soft teenage flesh splayed open by hidden knives, my body found in a river, my head separated and thrown in the bushes, my nude corpse hung up on a meat hook. The spell was broken. I really have to go. I jumped up and sped past him before he could react, leaving him behind me, lost and bewildered. I walked up as quickly as possible to the library without turning back and found that I had arrived just in time for my computer to open up. I spent the next 3 hours between the screen and the sign-up list, upset and out of my head, pushing down memories of dirty blue snowsuits and public bathroom floors, scanning online dating sites, and attempting desperately to find someone somewhere who would make life in Illinois a little more bearable. Oh, thank you. There's way more fucked up shit. There's lots of drugs and dick sucking and weird gay teenage shit from this creature. So yeah, hit me up. It's $15 here, $15.99 online. I'm also going to be performing as MC Crumb Snatcher on Saturday at Gay DD, so check it out. Bye.
Alex Dark.